Joining us now is Wofraas Maqsad, Senior Fellow and Senior Director for Strategic Outreach at the Middle East Institute. And you, just in the past, 12 or so hours, had suggested that the assassination of the key Hezbollah leader, if that is in fact what happened, Hezbollah not admitting to the death of Fouad Shakir yet, but you suggested that his death in Beirut was just the opening salvo in what may happen next with regard Israel-Lebanon. Wofraas, we now are reporting within the same sort of 24-hour window it seems, assassination of the Hamas political leader in Tehran. What do you make of where we are at this point?
Becky, good to be with you again. At this point, all bets are off. There was a dynamic prior to the assassination that we woke up to this morning of Hamas leader Ismail Haniya. There was a dynamic that, in a hopeful scenario, would have seen Iran play a restraining role on Hezbollah and its other assets in the region to de-escalate, and that this, through back-channel diplomacy between Washington and Tehran, would be contained. By itself, the assassination of what is essentially Hezbollah's top military commander, Fؤاد شكر, who predates even Hassan Nasrallah, the political head of Hezbollah, in terms of being one of the founding members, the founding generation of Hezbollah, that could be contained. Today, with the assassination of Ismail Haniya in the heart of Tehran, in what appears to be an airstrikes of sort, either through a drone or a jet outside of Iranian airspace, that totally changes the dynamic. And Iran itself now feels the need to respond, possibly directly, or I would think there's a great possibility that this will see an orchestrated region-wide campaign that brings the various Iranian-sponsored militias from Iraq, from Yemen, from Lebanon, and maybe even Tehran itself in a direct response on Israel. So this is unprecedented, and it's very difficult to say that given what we've seen in the past 10 months of conflict. But I feel like we're actually a notch closer to a region-wide conflict today than we've ever been.
I wonder, to pursue your line here, whether we could expect not just a direct response from Iran, and we'll have to wait to see what that looks like on Israel, but perhaps through its proxies an indirect, a response not just on Israel, but on others around the region deemed to be sort of loosely termed allies of Israel.
Yes, I mean, that's one of the big questions out there. Have these assassinations been green-lighted and shared with the United States, or did Israel act without the foreknowledge of the Biden administration? And I ask that question because clearly the U.S. is going to be an active participant in whatever comes next, as it was back in April when Israel flattened the Iranian consulate in Damascus, and that necessitated a direct Iranian response in which U.S. defenses, where it played an essential role. Already there are early reports that U.S. warships are moving closer to the Eastern Mediterranean, to the Lebanese coast, in anticipation of what might come next. So this is a situation where these decisions are not only having an impact on Israel itself, but also U.S. national security interests